Well, hello everyone. This is Lynn Hamilton, your lead instructor over here at Samson Properties to bring you another edition of our learning trails. So in today's session, we're going to talk about the value that comes from our JumpStart Session 4 and why that session is important and what your takeaway is going to be. So as you've heard me say many times before, that we do want to encourage all of our agents, whether you're brand new, seasoned, or just need a reboot, to go back through Jumpstart sessions 1, 2, 3, and 4 in order. So the reason we ask you that is because sessions 1 and 2 is starting to lay down the foundation for you. The pieces of the puzzle that for 20 years I have seen missing in an agent's business. And what happens is they get to a point that all of a sudden they're like walking through quicksand in Swiss cheese. And at some point, they're just going to drop and go down. So we want to make sure that you've got all your pieces, all your fundamental pieces laid down to operate the business, your business of real estate. So in session 3, as you remember, we talk about your database and understanding the value that your database has. It is a gold mine. You do not want to kind of let that one slide. It is an ongoing build out. So that's why that session is so important. So now let's take a look at Jumpstart Session 4. So Jumpstart Session 4 is all about the marketing department component of your business. And often what we have found happens with agents is they forget to market. They're afraid. They don't know what to do. And therefore, they end up either A, doing nothing and hoping for the best, or they sit back waiting for business to fall from the sky. And as we all know, it doesn't work well that way. So we want to make sure that you understand the marketing department of your business. And more important, you have scheduled and have blocked off time to work on the marketing department in your business. So with that, first thing, grab your calendar, take a look. When is it that you're able if you're working full time in real estate, it should be 3 days a week minimum, if not 4, if not 5. But what are the time blocks that you want to block aside to work the marketing of your business? Now, it could be from 9 to 10, it could be 1 to 2, it could be 6 to 7. Oh, I don't care. I don't care. It just needs to be on there. So block off some time every week and set it to repeat. That's going to allow you to work on the marketing department of your business. Now, when we walk you through Jumpstart Session 4, we're going to lay out for you, there's 24 marketing options. There is 5 types of buyers, 6 types of sellers, and I think 13 or 14 other potential options for you. You've got to decide and look at that sheet and say, okay, of these things, what can I get excited over doing? Because unless you are excited about doing it, you're not going to do it. So if cold calling is not your thing, I'm with you. Let's not cold call. And again, with the new regulations, it makes it almost ridiculous to cold call. So let's take a look. When it comes to buyers, there are first-time home buyers, which means you're going to focus on renters whose first purchase will be of usually a townhome or a small home. You have the option of those who already have a home, whose home no longer meets their needs, and they need to sell it to move up into something bigger. You have the option to take a look at those that have a nice home and that are ready for their trophy or their dream home. You have the option of looking at one that needs to move down. In other words, there may be a senior, they may be in a large home, empty nesters, the home is too big, the home no longer meets their needs. And once that is determined, you've got a bullseye track in which to run on. So those are a snippet of some of the buyer options and some of the seller options. But again, you've got to step back and say, what can I get and who can I get excited over working with? Is it the first time? I know agents that hate working first time home buyers, and I know a lot of other ones that absolutely love it. If it's not firing you up to get excited, then that is not a pillar for you. You got 24 to choose from, for God's sakes. So let's take a look at some of the other ones. There are for sale by owners. A lot of people think that they can do it themselves, or if they had a real estate license at some point in time, they think they can come back and do it themselves. We have a full training component on for sale by owners. There is a technique, there is a strategy, and there is a mindset that goes with it. We've mapped it out for you. And you want to go see that property, not to ask them to list the property. Your job as a buyer's agent is to know what the inventory is. And that includes a for sale by owner property. It is through the techniques that we share within the FSBO training component that it is coming at that homeowner with a little different spin. You are setting the stage for them to eventually ask you to list the home because you have been of value. You've given them information that's going to help them. You've given them just enough to entice them, but also enough for them to say, maybe I don't know what I'm doing after all. That is the direction on that one. You've got to take a look in your area, and you can find those on Zillow, Realtor, or anything where it's got for sale by owners. Some areas are higher concentrated with for sale by owners than others. So you need to look at your area and decide if that is something that speaks to you, that you would like to do. Listen to the full training video and say, okay, is this one that I want to master? If it is, then you go back and really study it with a deep dive, executing and mapping out and polishing off the test. We give you all the handouts. We give you everything that you need to hand over to the owner with a FSBO. So you don't need to create a whole lot, if anything. Just follow along. All right, so that's one option. You've also got the option of doing open houses. And again, that has been, a long-standing marketing pillar is to do open houses. I've been teaching open houses classes at HQDU recently, as well as we do have a full training video already up in Samson University for you on the good, the better, or the best open houses. Again, a couple little tweaks and adjustments to an open house strategy may be just what you need. But you also have to understand, when you are doing an open house, you are putting the homeowner's personal belongings at risk. You don't know who's coming in that door. We want to assume they are all coming in with good intentions. They're not. We want to assume they're all potential buyers. They're not. And you want to assume that even though they told you they're working with an agent or not working with an agent, they may be lying. So understanding the strategy, understanding the sign-in sheets, which are useless, but I give you a survey, because what is one thing that everybody has? An opinion. And when you greet a guest and say, hey, I would love to have you do me a favor, the homeowner has asked for some feedback on the property. So as you go through and show it, if you would fill this out for me, I'll take it at the end with your information on there. I will enter you into a drawing that I'm having at the end of the day for just a couple nice little gift cards as a thank you. That's it. Okay. That allows them to go and peruse the house. But again, here's safety. So again, if open houses are your hot button, learn how to do good, better, best. Learn how to advise and guide the homeowner into what needs to be locked up and protected. I've heard all the horror stories. You want to make sure that you are not going alone whenever possible. You've got somebody with you. It's safety in numbers. And again, if that is something you go, I love doing open houses. There you go. That's an option for you. Now, sometimes agents that really want to run with that, again, depending on the market, depending on the footprint that you're in, you could do 2, 4, or 6 open houses a week. Yes, you can. So one a quarter, okay, although it was good, is not going to guarantee you're going to have a trickle down of potential business. There are other things on that list that we cover in Jumpstart Session 4 about, absentee owners, geo farming. Every single one of these topics, we have done a full in-depth training component session on. You know me. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly, what it's going to take, how much it's going to cost, and how long you need to do it for the payoff to come. Now, in any marketing strategy, the general rule of thumb is you need to be able to commit to it for at least 18 to 24 months or longer, giving the right message to the right target consistently. A one and done is useless and a waste of time and money. They know you're fishing, but when they realize that you are going to send that information on a regular basis, and it's not so you're ready to buy or sell another house, it's bringing them value based off our mission statement that we cover in Jumpstart Session 1 for you. Is your mission is to help them protect and maintain the value of their greatest asset, which of course is their home. And with your monthly tips, you're going to help preserve and protect the home with deferred maintenance, because deferred maintenance is not their friends. So I always ask the joking question is, why do we change the oil and have our car serviced? To protect it. You don't have to, but we do it because the cars are expensive. Next to a house, that's probably the next big purchase you make. So when you're coming at geofarming, again, you can go for the first time renters that are in there. That would be first time home buyers. You can go for the homeowner, and you can go for the absentee owners. Again, there's three very separate marketing strategies because you've got a different target that needs a different message. Now, let me pause and share with you on this one. We have the one-page grab-and-go newsletter. That is probably one of the greatest, easiest things for everyone to access and to use. The other thing that we also have is the in the geo farming postcard. So in Cardinal Nest, under resources, you type in geo farm. You're going to get the postcards for the three different messaging systems: the homeowners, the absentee owners, and the renters. There are 4 message postcards for each of those categories. Why is that all we've done? Because that's all you need. You want to repeat. So you use month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, and then you come back and repeat them. It's that consistency that is going to catch their eye and realize it's you staying in touch with them, not somebody new trying to shake the tree and see what falls out of it. There is a reason and a strategy behind it. So do not think, well, there's 12 months, I need to have 12 messages. No, you do not. You need to have the right message to the right target. Make sure it's a wow, not a duh. And we've already basically provided them for you. So there you have it. All right. We also have available for all of you, regardless of what pillar you're tapping into, is free reports. Again, Cardinal Nest, resources. In the search box on the right-hand side, type in free reports. Bada boom, bada bing, there they are. They'll show up for you. So we have done a lot of the back end work, so you don't need to. If you have your picture, if you know your name, if you know your phone number, if you know your email address, and you know your website address, that's all you need. And you need to be able to spell them correctly too. So that falls into those tools that we've already provided you for your marketing. So Jumpstart Session 4, again, is really directing you to the marketing department of your business. And if you do not have a robust, developed, consistent, mapped out strategy, your marketing is going to be all over the place. And it's a waste of time and a waste of money. It doesn't work. In the handouts from JumpStart Session 4, the last couple of pages are the actual worksheet for you to determine your pillar and then go through and kind of answer the questions and map it down. What message are you going to send out? When is it going to go out? From what source is it going to go out? Is it going to go out by email, snail mail, phone call, text message? How are you going to get that out to them? You just plan it out, fill in the blanks, answer the questions, go to your calendar and block the time off to make it happen. And there you go. Now, one other bonus strategy I want to share with you regarding the marketing department. I recommend at some point developing out 4 pillars, 4 tires, for whatever you want to refer to, post pillars, tires, I don't care. I ask the question is, why are there 4 tires on the car? And why are there typically 4 legs on the chair? It's for balance and stability. That is the same that applies to the marketing department. You don't go to the store and they just have one item. You don't go to a restaurant and they just have one item on the menu. There are several things that are complementary to each other. So that's the same. Marketing 101, gang, that's all it is marketing 101. So we ask you to think about when you look at the Jumpstart Session 4, what are the items that are listed there that you say, I could get excited over doing that? Then next step is to go find the deep dive training on that particular topic, whether it be open house, geofarming, absentee owners, for sale by owners, whatever it is, take a deep dive into it. Use the worksheet to map out your strategy so you know exactly when you need or what you need to do, where you're going to get the information, where you're going to get their contact information, et cetera, et cetera. That it will walk you straight through it. Now, ironically, there are 4 weeks in a month. And we recommend over time building out your 4 pillars because that way it's going to keep your momentum going. If you have all your eggs in one basket, you're really limiting yourself. Your database should always be 1, and then another pillar, and then eventually add your 3rd, eventually add your 4th. So how you execute it out. Week 1 of the month was always my database. And I would go into my calendar at the 7 to 8 o'clock time frame. I would put on there for week 1 to run the entire week, Monday through Friday, database or SOI, however you want to label it. And that was my reminder. That was the week that I focused on my sphere. I would make sure the newsletters went out. I would make sure that if I had birthday cards or other note cards or anniversary cards or anything I wanted to send out, I would get them prepped that first week. Now, I would address them, have them all ready to go. But where the stamp went, I'd put the date that I wanted to mail it. I had a little crystal napkin holder, and all the cards for that month sat in the napkin holder. And all I had to do was look at it, look at the date, and knew what needed to go out. Easy as that. First week of the month, your blinders on like a racehorse, and you're focusing on just your database. Do you need to reach out and call someone? Do you need to text someone? Do you need to say, hi, just was thinking of you. Hey, I got a newsletter that's coming out that had an article about gardening in it. I know you love to garden. I thought of you. Just wanted to say hi and let you know it was coming. Be sure to catch it when it arrives. I mean, just simple little touch points. You need to remind them that you're still gently in business, and that does it. Calling them and saying, so who do you know that's ready to buy or sell? You know, that doesn't work. So, and they're done that. So that takes care of your first week of the month. Second week of the month, whatever your second pillar is, let's say it's first-time home buyers. So the second week of the month, again, that 7 to 8 o'clock time frame on your calendar, and again, be different color, you'd put first-time home buyers. The second week of the month is when you switch hats a little bit and you focus on what do you need to do to reach out to touch first-time home buyers. Do you need to do some blog posts? Do you need to do some Facebook ads? Do you need to post on Facebook? Are you doing the home buyer workshop? Have you mastered the skills to do a home buyer workshop? We've recorded several sessions on doing home buyer workshops, and we give you every handout that you need. You don't need to change anything except for your picture, your name, your phone number, your email address, and your website. And hopefully on your website, you've also updated it a little bit. So you've got your blog activated and you've got a special tab that can be added in for first-time home buyers. There you go. Get it set
Excuse me,
up.
Lynn. Can
Yeah.
you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Um, I'm sorry, I came a little late because seems to be a mix-up on the calendar. If we already talked about the calendar, looks like there's hardly anybody in this meeting.
I've got several on the phone as well for what I don't know what happened, but this is the link that should be on the calendar.
It, it, they might have gotten switched the links for
Yeah.
today.
Okay. Yeah, I will
Okay.
check, but I've got several on the phone with me as well that called and tapped in. So thank you for checking though. I appreciate that. So your second week of the month is again making sure that your second pillar is being executed out. Third week, third pillar, fourth week, fourth pillar. And that is the best strategy to keep your sanity and to keep it flowing. Because if not, you're gonna be all over the place, and you end up missing things, missing steps, missing important components, and not and feeling frazzled and all over the place. So, okay. So that is the takeaway for Jumpstart Session 4. What you will cover in it will help you decide which pillars you want to go after and how to make it all work. And with that, we're going to cut our session today, wrap it up here shortly, and we'll be back at the 2:30 time slot to go over what was my topic for this afternoon. Hang on, I'll tell you. I've got it right here. Um, marketing your skills during buyer seller consultations, winning the presentation before, during, and after. So we're going to be covering all of that in this afternoon's 2:30 session of Master Your Marketing. So with that, gang, I'm going to let you go. We are going to download this recording for those that may have missed it. We'll find out what happened to the link, and I will look forward to seeing you guys all back in about an hour. Okay, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye for now.